Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Getting my phone adjusted so it doesn't fall down here. Happy Tuesday. This is Lisa Domian, Solid at My Core, health and fitness coach, holistic health coach. Hope you are all having an amazing day. Wanted to come at you live today with my topic. I want to again say thank you to so many of you who have been following me along here on my page, but more recently in kind of my video series, and have commented that you've taken away some good nuggets from it. It's made you think about some things. It's made you implement some things. I truly, truly am appreciative of all of you following and just listening and seeing if anything I have to say maybe applies to a little something in your life, and you can take away a little nugget that helps you. Today, I wanted to talk to you about, hang on, I got one random thing here. There we go. It's real life here in the Domian household. Wanted to come at you today with my topic, and it's actually called You Be You. It's been absolutely wonderful and fascinating reading all of your comments and seeing many of you in person and talking about what you're hearing me say and what works for you and what doesn't, and just sharing your journey with me as I've been sharing my journey with all of you. And all of you helped me come to this topic today, and also helped me come to the series that I'm launching today, which I'll share here just in a second. So the number one thing that I think I heard from many of you is, oh goodness, Lisa, that was really awesome. There's so many things in there that I want to start. I'm just going to start with water. And who knew drinking so much water was going to make me feel better? Many of you taking little nuggets and working them into your life. Some of you said, gosh, I'd really love to be able to do X, Y, and Z nutrition tip, close the kitchen down, take more time for me. But I just don't have time for that. It's just not going to work for me in my life, and I've got too much going on. I've also had some of you say, you know what, I'm not a morning person. I work better at night. So your morning rituals are awesome, but I'm not, they're not going to work for me. And some of you have just said, yeah, I don't stay home. I'm not at home, and there's no way I can begin to do all this. So it went from, I'm going to implement a few things to, that's really awesome, but that's not going to work for me, or I don't know where to start. Just all of these different emotions. And what I want to say to all of you, and I truly believe this as a holistic health coach, and this is my approach in working with people in my groups, this is my approach in coaching and working with you one-on-one, is you need to be you. And what I mean by that is no one way of doing thing is right for everybody. Whether that be nutrition, whether that be fitness, whether that be goal setting, job, being a mom, being a friend, everybody, I think, should do things the way that they feel that's comfortable for them. I'm a firm believer in nutrition specifically, that no one diet is right for everybody. What I do believe, whether it's nutrition or fitness, is you just got to start. And sometimes we just need an idea around a starting point to get us going. And so my hope is, when I finished up my 10 days of getting solid at your core, my past series, is that I wanted to just share with you some tips of how to potentially help you get solid at your core. It doesn't need to look like the way that I've implemented into my life, but my hope is that there was some little nugget in something in there that resonated with you enough so that it would be maybe something that you would take into action. So for today, under You Be You, I've got kind of 3 things that I just want to challenge you to think about. Because my hope is if you're following me on this page, that there's some part of you that wants to try and get solid at your core mentally, physically, spiritually, as much as I want you to, and I want to help you. So my 3 things that I would encourage you to reflect on if you look back on what I shared last week is, number 1, in any of that, if there was one thing that resonated with you, like, oh, I think that could really help me, what was that one thing? Because if it resonated with you or stirred something in you or triggered something in you, that potentially, to me, I'm a firm believer in intuition. That's the first thing you need to focus on. Just start there. If there was one thing that just kind of caught your attention, what is that one thing? And then number 2, spend some time reflecting around that. What was it? Why was it? It could simply be drink more water, which is what many of you decided to do. And many of you have messaged me saying, you're feeling so much better, which, yay! That was just the one thing, which is awesome. But pick that one thing and then reflect on what it is and why you maybe want to do it. I'm a firm believer in journaling. I'm a firm believer in reflection. You heard me say that last week when I talked about morning rituals. I think it just helps you flush out what's the next thing you need to do. So number 2 is reflection and why that one little nugget I shared was important. And number 3, what's it going to take for you to implement it? It doesn't need to look like the way I implemented it, but what's going to work for you? So if you're not a morning person and you find that you are a night person and you like to read or reflect or journal at night before bed, awesome, do it. You be you. That's okay. Figure out and make the tweak. If you're a nighttime eater and you don't eat breakfast, okay, that one's a little tough, but make some changes that work for you and your lifestyle. Just because I do it a certain way doesn't mean you need to do a certain way. Do it the same way, I should say. You be you and do what works for you. As we start to look forward here, my next series I want to share with you, my hope is that it's going to take some of those things that I just shared with you around solid at your core and shift it into a little bit more action. And so my series, also with the premise of you be you, is how to be a balanced mom. And I will throw in a little bit of a balanced wife and maybe a little bit of balanced friend. But as we move forward, I really believe in this concept of you be you with balance. So it's a combination of don't do what everybody else is doing, but a little bit of information sharing on how I have become a relatively sort of balanced mom. I definitely still have my moments, and I think that's part of being human. But I'm going to share some tips as we go forward, 10 days of tips of how to be a balanced mom. And all along in each one of those days, I want to challenge you to use those 3 things I just talked about with you be you, and hopefully see if some of those tips can be worked into your life if you are also working on being a balanced wife, mom, friend, etc. So that's all I've got for today, you guys. Feel free to comment below. Any of this stirred you, touched you, any of it resonated, or if any of the other stuff I shared last week resonated at all. I would love to hear from you guys. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow as I start my next series on how to be a balanced mom. Happy Tuesday, you guys. Again, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the page. Bye-bye.